Hello and welcome back to the Women's Rugby Show. I'm Sam Byther and thank you for pressing play on this latest episode from our Midlands/West Division. As you can see, I'm at Sixways for today's Allianz Premier 15's Round 5 game between Worcester Warriors Women and Loughborough Lightning. We're set for a really interesting game today, but before we go on with the usual analysis, action and interviews, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the Women's Rugby Show on YouTube and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode. Follow us across all social medias at the Women's Rugby Show and check out TWRS, our sponsor, who make awesome modern clothing for women's rugby. We'll put a link to their website in the description. Have you done all that? Yep, let's get on with the action. As I mentioned earlier, this game is an intriguing one. Loughborough come into this game with a better record of the two sides, losing just once so far this season, the last time out against Harlequins, and including winning the rest of their contests, including the game against Worcester that we saw in round 2. On the other hand, Worcester had a complete opposite record, winning just once this season against DMP and losing the rest, including its Exeter Chiefs last time out. But despite this result last time out, Joe Yapp's side will take confidence coming into this game, and this confidence comes from the performances they put in against some of the big sides in the league, including Saracens and Wasps, which they pushed them really hard and could have got a result against both of them. Unfortunately for Worcester, their record against Loughborough doesn't make for good reading. They've actually never beaten Loughborough Lightning in the Premier 15s, and their game here at Sixways last year was postponed when the season was curtailed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, these two sides met in the first ever game at Premier 15s, with Loughborough beating Worcester 46-12. But can Joe Yapp's side avenge that horrible record today? The performances they've put in so far this season against both Saracens and Wasps could mean that there's a historic result out here to happen today. Both sides are missing a number of internationals and key players, with Worcester missing Laura Keats and Alex Matthews, who've both been called up to the Red Roses side to face France this afternoon. Lightning are missing key players in Letitia Harper, Lark Davis, Sarah Hunter, Rowena Talling and Emily Scarrett and Helena Rowland, who are all away on England duty today. And without these, they've been key players for them so far this season, so this may hinder their performance today. We've seen firsthand how much Helena Rowland influences this Loughborough Lightning team, and we saw that against Gloucester Hartpury, because the visitors are certainly here to be got at today. Worcester certainly have the firepower to attack Loughborough's weaknesses today, through the power of Alex Callender on the flank, the impressive hooker Caris Phillips who captains the side today, as well as England under-20s forwards Flo Long and Cara Brincat. They also have the inside knowledge of Joe Brown, who plays against a former club today. But Loughborough still has that attacking threat through Abby Brown, who's been carving up the defences so far this season. Loughborough also have the international experience of their Scottish internationals, Rachel Malcolm, Helen Nelson and Rona Lloyd, and also the Canadians, Dalika Menin and Courtney Holcamp. And if you've seen so far this season, I actually haven't got a prediction right on the Midlands/West episodes. So I'm not actually going to predict the result today, I'm going to sit on the fence, but I'm going to say that the game's going to be tight, and it's going to be within 7 points either way, with a leaning towards a Worcester win. So I'm slightly sticking out my neck out on the line, but not fully, I'm going to sit on the fence. But here are the two teams that are going to take to the pitch behind us. With Alex Matthews and Laura Keats away on England duty, and Lydia Thompson recovering from injury, Joe Yapp has made 7 changes to a side that fell to defeat Exeter Chiefs. Ros Jaman, on loan from Lichfield, makes a debut for the Warriors, starting at loosehead in place of Keats, with Flo Long moving to tight head. Caris Phillips captains the side from hooker to complete the front row. Cara Brincat comes into the side for her first start of the season, partnering Elizabeth Schirmer in the second row, who replaces Alex Matthews. The final change in the pack sees Joe Brown come into the team at blindside flanker for her first Worcester start against the club she joined the Warriors from in the summer. Alex Callender and Sinead Harris start at open side flanker and number 8 respectively to complete the forward pack. In the backs, Catty Mattinson retains her place at scrum half, but lines up with a new halfback partner in Sarah Nicholas. Robin Wilkins moves into the centre to partner Vicky Foxwell after starting at 10 last week. Zoe Healy and Vicky Laughlin come into the side on the wing as the final 2 changes, with Abby Kershaw remaining at fullback. Yapp has firepower in her substitutes, with Taz Bricknell, Jade Shekels and Paige Farries dropping to the bench after starting against Exeter. Charlotte Wright-Haley also makes a squad for the first time this season, and lines up on the bench with Elle February, Abby Smithman and Philippa Rawbone, who complete the 22. Visitors Loughborough make 6 changes from the loss against Harlequins last weekend. After making a debut off the bench against Quins, Lizzie Goulden starts at fly half alongside Jess Weaver, who makes her first start of the season in the 9 shirt. Elsewhere in the backs, Olivia Jones and Rona Lloyd swap wings, with Abby Brown retaining the 15 shirt. Helen Nelson shifts to inside centre, with Emma Hardy coming into the starting 15 from the bench at outside centre. In the pack, Bryony Field and Dalika Menin start in the front row, alongside Katie Trevarthen. Anya Richmond and Courtney Holtcamp continue their partnership in the second row, and Lightning's final change sees Sarah Svoboda replacing Amelia Harper at blindside flanker, with Georgia Bradley and Rachel Malcolm completing the starting lineup. Isla Alejandra comes into the team on the bench after impressing earlier in the season, with Ellen Ramsbottom, Megan Davey and Abby Duggard coming into the squad, and Becky Noon, Beyonce Fowler and Kat Hobson completing the visitors match day 22.
unlucky with the result. Where do you think that game was won and lost? Well, lost the other.
I think it was lost just in the first half set of the second half. I just feel like we didn't switch on. You know, we came out and we just let them score, and then we actually got into the game then as soon as they scored. I feel like sometimes we just let them come out and first rather than us going at them. But yeah, I feel like that's where it went wrong.
You keep pushing teams really close. You've done it with Saracens and Worcester, now Loughborough, three is probably the best team in the league.
Yeah.
What do you think will take to make that one goal?
I think it's confidence. I think we've never been in a situation before where we're really top teams. And just keep going ourselves, like we did against Saracens, we did against Wasps, and you know, I feel like if we actually believed it today, we would have come away with a win, but it's just that there's that extra edge and they didn't have it.
How do you think you'll prepare now for the next game against Saracens?
We've got obviously a week off now. I feel like we just need to go into training, do what we've got to do, what work on, and just come in prepared, ready for sail, and just go in with confidence. And if we go with confidence, we'll come away with a win.
Obviously, you're playing during the national lockdown. What's it feel like to be? Do you feel kind of privileged to still be half
Yeah,
the players?
it's class. Like to come and just bring up again. It's like, you know, with the girls, just being back in the environment. It's just great. Like I love Worcester, and you know, to be surrounded by those great athletes, great coaching staff. It's just brilliant, and it's a privilege to be back playing.
Now, more personally, how do you feel like you play for them?
I feel like I played okay. just that I feel like I didn't bring that edge like I normally do. But you know, it's exciting. We've got a week off now, go back in training and come back fighting against Sale. So hopefully get that win.
Brilliant, perfect, and congratulations on your performance.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
A big win. How did it feel to bounce back from last week's loss?
Yeah, I think the game last week, we had a really hard, tough first 50 minutes and then played really well at the end, so we kind of wanted to start the game this week with that same intensity, and I think we did that. It was a proper battle till the last minute today, going after that bonus point, which we unfortunately didn't get, so we've got even more to improve on next time going into DMP.
Where do you think the game was won for you as a whole today?
I think it was that battle up front. We lost a lot of ball in the first half, but we really flipped that round for the second half, and that was when we got continuity and we got some tries in. So yeah, I think it was the shift that went forwards again, and at set piece, they were awesome.
You made such a strong start to the season. There was a couple of the teams, Saracens and Worcester, both playing really well. How important do you feel it is just to keep winning?
Yeah, that's what we're going after every week, just getting that win. And I think the league is so competitive this year. There's about 6 teams that could make that final four for the playoffs, and we want to be there. So yeah, just keeping the scoreboard ticking over and getting the wins in is so important.
Yeah, how do you feel you coped without some of the Red Roses play that we missing today?
Well, I think the performance that we put out today and the game against Gloucester a couple of weeks ago when we were missing a lot of players, just shows the strength and depth that we've got in the team this year. It's so much more than the internationals in this team. We've got 40 players that can absolutely put on in a shift, and I think we showed that today.
And how will you prepare now for the MP in 2 weeks' time?
Well, we've got a weekend off next week, so get a bit of chill time and then come back round to go and kind of look back at that game and see what we need to work on and put that into action.
Yeah, obviously England's in lockdown at the moment. How privileged do you feel to still be playing?
Yeah, so lucky. When we first went into lockdown, everybody wasn't too sure what was happening, but for the league to be classed as elite as it should be is a huge step for women's rugby.
Yeah, perfect. And congratulations also our sponsors, man of the match. So
amazing, thanks so much.
No worries.
Cheers.
And that's it here at Sixways. Finished Worcester Warriors Women 8, Loughborough Lightning 20. And at times the scoreline flattered Loughborough, and I think the full-time score flattered Loughborough. Worcester are in the game for so much of it. They pushed Loughborough hard, they pushed one of the best teams in the league really hard. So it's the same old story for the Worcester. They've done it against Saracens, they've done it against Worcester, and now they've done it against Loughborough. So I think in a game's time, when they play one of these top teams again, they will beat them. That win is coming, that famous win is coming. But it just wasn't happening today. So many good performances for them. Alex Callender, Vicky Foxwell in the centre were both awesome for Worcester. And Loughborough were good as well. They were missing some of their star players. They were missing Helena Rowland, but a lot of players stood up for them. Helen Nelson in the centres, Rona Lloyd on the wing, and Amy Brown the fullback. Like we said before the game, they've got international quality, and it shone through, and that just about pushed them over the line. So thank you for watching the Women's Rugby Show. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the Women's Rugby Show on YouTube, and turn on those notifications. Follow us across all social medias at the Women's Rugby Show. Check out Rugby RFC. We'll put a link to their website in the description, and use the code the Women's Rugby Show for a discount. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.